that note, let's also talk about the biggest news of the day, and that's of course Donald Trump's tariff saga that continues. There seems to be no end to this tariff war as US President Donald Trump has announced 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. My colleague Gaurav is standing by with more details on the particular of these tariffs and the potential impact and why the stocks have reacted in the way that they have today, particularly Tata Motors and auto anchors like Sona BLW. Gaurav, take it away.
Well, yes, Trump's reciprocal tariff trade is playing off, and it seems that the first casualty that we have from the Indian market is Tata Motor, because when we look at the stock performance, it is down in the stock price, and the reason being that Trump has now imposed 25% tariffs on autos and auto ancillaries. So for autos, the tariffs will be applicable by April of 3rd, and for auto ancillaries, this will be applicable before 3rd May of 2025. So let's understand how the landscape is specifically when we talk about the PV players, which is passenger vehicle players from India. None of them have a very major exposure than Tata Motors. When we look at Tata Motors also, Tata Motors Jaguar and Land Rover segment that has around 32% of the revenue coming up from the US markets. And also when we look at the manufacturing capacities, we all know that the JLR has a manufacturing capacity in Europe as well as China, and given that Trump will be imposing tariffs on all the nations, it might be possible that some kind of impact is going to be seen in JLR's revenue as well. And on back of this, when we look at Tata Motors, it is already down in trade. Other than that, when we talk about auto ancillaries, we have names like Bharat Forge, Sona BLW, Raja Ramkrishna Forging, where revenue around 30%, more than 30% of the revenue comes from the US markets, and these companies could be the players where we may see some kind of negative impact because of this 25% tariff. And as a result, when we look at auto ancillaries also, we are seeing some kind of downtick coming up in these counters as well. So definitely on the back of the Trump's new tariff rules, these stocks are going to be in focus, and as we know, Tata Motors, as we speak, is actually down in trade today.
Alright, then thanks Gaurav for that update coming in. As far as tariffs are concerned, so it's largely Tata Motors as well that's largely going to be seeing a little bit of an impact coming in there, especially on the back of that JLR segment, if there are tariffs coming in when it comes to Europe as well as Mexico. But
if you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.